if we get a little bit more of that going into game number 2, as JDG back on the red side, not gonna be changing it up this time. We'll see if Karsa can take care of 369 at all in his former teammate. So we'll see, as V5 on the blue side, Viego, Jace, and Tom Kench banned away. It is the Lee Sin, Zeri, and not the Caitlyn, because we don't have to ban that champion anymore here in the LPL. It's the Hecarim joining the ban table yet again, and we're getting a salty run back, at least so far. It will be the Gwen first pickup for V5.
Yeah, I mean, Rich looks super comfortable on this champion, and 369, despite the fact he had some big ultimates in the laning phase, in the teamfight phase, his laning phase, looking very uncomfortable with Karsa putting surprisingly a lot of pressure up there. You know, as he said, kind of visiting his own teammate a lot and making sure that 369 was uncomfortable. So we'll have to see if 369 has that same target on his back. This game, JDG run it back though. I love this. Jinx and Thresh, we saw how crucial it was every single fight all throughout the laning phase. We want to just make sure that they're going to be comfortable once more in this bot side.
And as an ADC player, like, I was so happy at the beginning of the split with all the focus on ADs.
You said it to us.
You know, I just... No, I'm fine with Jinx versus Aphelios. I'm fine with the tag team. I'm fine. It's literally the salty run back for V5, at least at this point, for the first 3 picks that they've gotten for themselves. But we'll see if they adjust into the second phase, as apparently we're just going to stick the same. JDG feeling very confident in their composition they had for game number 1. I mean, it worked out for them. They took away the dub, but it was a tried process getting to that point, it feels like. As we go into the second phase, though, we do want to change up those priorities, but not changing up the bans, as we're sticking the same along the board. Orianna for JDG, J4 for V5.
And it was the Ahri for JDG in that last one with the first pick Rise, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that once more. So maybe V5 decide to mix it up here instead, getting rid of the Rise, which honestly I think might be their best bet here.
They got rid of the Zoe last time.
Yeah, I think the Rise is the bigger ban. You could see how much they struggled with trying to, like, well, honestly, they didn't. I was going to say Rookie actually did a phenomenal job in the Galio in finding roaming windows, but it did mean there was a lot of pressure that had to be put mid, and there we go. They're going to ban away that Rise and give a bit of an easier time for Rookie in that mid lane. You go. We'll have to see what he decides to go towards. Victor has been a big one for him in that mid lane if they would like to go towards that. And yeah, I think just taking your jungler here and keeping your counter pick for mid is the best bet for you.
And they take the volley bear away from Karsa, but we got to see the interactions last time around where we got a lot of the Trundle plays coming through for Kanavi himself, and finding a lot of the pillars to make life difficult for V5. V5 themselves hovering that Skarner that Karsa picked up last time around, but that's more of a niche pick, and especially not into a composition like this, I feel like it'd be very difficult. They do go with the utility pick of the Xin Zhao and that Crescent Guard.
Over in the LeBlanc here as well, would give an incredibly strong mid jungle. The only issue that I have a lot of the times with going towards the LeBlanc is you've got the Gwen in the top lane, double AP laners, gives that little bit of an easier time to itemize against, but with no real tank on JDG's side, won't matter too much. So LeBlanc and Xin Zhao are going to see if they can tear up the rift in this second game of the day. We'll have to see what Yagao decides to answer with. I think the Victor or maybe something like the Galio would be really good, just in the ability to try and control fights a little bit, make it hard for the Aphelios to really have a nice time just with the zone control that a Victor or something along these lines could offer. And it looks like JDG agreed. They're kind of setting up for the big circle comps with both the Kennen, the ulti from the Volley Bear, and also the gravity field from Victor being able to, and even the box hell to just control so many areas and where you can move in these fights.
See, what I love though is that we just have the battle of Venn diagrams on both sides. You have the mist and the Crescent Guard. You've got the slicing veils
the MC Hammer
gravity
Cup,
field. You know? Yeah, it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be wonderful. Seeing these two compositions go together. But I want to get the breakdown here before we go to the game, because we are getting a slightly different flavor of V5 this time around, where it feels like that early lead they got last time can be utilized even harder and stronger.
Yeah, for V5, I actually think a lot of this will be trying to play through side lanes. Their team fight is good, but I definitely feel like, you know, getting Gwen ahead, definitely getting Rookie ahead in this LeBlanc is going to be the focus. Playing through this mid jungle in the early stages and then trying to operate in a 1-3-1 is going to make things a bit easier for you to set up, and gives a lot more control then for you if you can get that lead in towards finding picks and flanks, which is kind of what V5 are mostly going to be looking to do with this Xin Zhao, LeBlanc, Nautilus combo. Whereas when we look across at JDG, it's more of the same what we got in the last game. Big team fights, AoE CC, opting in to like have these late game carries with Yagao and Hope, and in particular, a ton of backline clear. Like, just get the hell off of the Jinx, get the hell off of the Victor. So much peel for this squad.
Well, we will see as it all comes down to this second game for V5. If they can bring us to 3 games, the dream of this series. As we started off the day with a 47.5-minute banger, we'll see if Game 2 can live up to the name. V5 versus JDG, Game 2 starting now.
Right in the bush. Not often we see a lot of pressure up on this top side, but Yagao just going to spot it out. I think V5 knows something's up. When there's 2 solo laners here, you know there's going to be more. Nobody wanting to kind of like break the treaty just yet.
So we do get that little bit of spiciness in the top lane. V5 coming in here a little bit later, but something I want to highlight and something I want to focus and see if we see different going into the second game. It feels like teams kind of switch sides last time around, especially in their early game focus, right? Karsa focusing up towards Rich, not a normal seat for V5 where he usually puts all of his eggs into the rookie basket. And in game number 1 for Kanavi, it wasn't 369 the focus. As we saw Karsa saying, they love to focus its top side. It was Yagao who got the majority of Kanavi's attention in the mid lane. Now, if that continues, we'll see the game potentially play out the same way, but I would expect now that Karsa and Rookie are on this tag team duo of the LeBlanc and the Xin Zhao, we'll see a bit of a different play style.
I agree. It feels like V5 are going back to what made them so strong, which is playing through the strong mid jungle here. And for Kanavi, it was really interesting, as you say, to see him giving up farm, not something we traditionally see Kanavi do, to help out Yagao, especially like burn that early flash from the Galio to stop any sort of like pressure coming in from Rookie and Karsa towards that mid lane, towards the Rise. This time on the Victor though, Yagao is going to be perfectly happy just try and farm this up. The big issue for Yagao is that he knows he's going to be under pressure. Whenever you see LeBlanc into this Victor matchup, Victor can actually do relatively well where he's able to use that Q, that shield, also opting usually in towards the domination tree to get the double Omnivamp runes, so then you can actually really go toe-to-toe against Rookie. Although this time he's actually opting in for the Biscuit instead of the Inspiration tree. This means that, as you can see, Rookie going to have a bit of a bigger advantage when it comes towards the initial trades. The Yagao going to be looking to use the TP and also the summon area to just try and trade a little bit from range. But Rookie at the moment doing a great job of closing that gap and getting these nice trades early.
And we did see same side start for both these junglers in this game, where that wasn't the same as we said for game number 1. So maybe in that difference of focus, we see both these guys going up towards the top side. Kanavi already heading that way as Rich's lane state, not in the best of terms, will be spotted on a ward as he tries to make this gank though, and Rich backs away.
Kanavi just going to clear out that ward. It's one of the benefits of this Volley Bear. Insanely fast clear with the AoE passive, with the Storm Splitter as well, being able to provide that AoE shield, and it's super healthy as well because you've got life steal off of the second proc of the W and also the shield that comes through. So moving up towards the top side, but Rich will successfully get this pressure off, get that wave crash, especially with Rookie having control of the mid. You've now got to kind of see control as JG onto your top side, which is why we're seeing Kanavi move back down towards the bot lane, where Hope and Missing are the ones in control.
Get the double thumbs up from V5. The synchronicity on the bot side between Kodak and PP God still alive there. We do have pings coming down towards this bottom side as Kanavi down this way to make his face shown. Will not be spotted out on the ward just yet, but going into the enemy jungle as Karsa himself, speak of the devil, coming out to his jungle of his own. So if we do get that early skirmishing we wanted, Rookie getting a ward down does spot out Kanavi.
I actually think that Kanavi going for the invade here isn't the best though, because there's one of the big advantages you can get in this Jinx versus Aphelios matchup is crashing fourth wave, resetting, getting a cull, and coming back just as this kind of minion right here on your screen connects. So it means it's really hard for Photic to push in. You don't actually get that because Hope had to stick around.
They actually get the engage. Death Sentence comes down. PP God trying to get out with the Dread Blunt. Is this going to be first blood as Karsa comes in and Kanavi is duped? Kanavi is taken down, and first blood to V5. Flash forward from Photic. The Gravitum is connecting, but he can't find the damage to connect afterwards. Wind becomes lightning, and it's JDG making it out with just a little bit of wear.
And this is why I wanted to highlight that this is a really bad move from JDG. So not only do you get the definitive win that we just said of Hope resetting on Fort Wave Crash, getting Cull and getting to start to accelerate herself, this Jinx, into the game, you also missed out on your reset timing for Kanavi. Karsa had already reset, had gotten the Ruby Crystal, had gotten that longsword and was coming back onto the map. Kanavi hadn't, so he was weaker. And then, so in that fight, in a 3v3, you actually have a major advantage for V5. And Kanavi just thinking maybe he could get the kill before Karsa showed up, but Karsa doing a really good job of getting into position. And now, as well on that top side, 369 struggling again in this Gwen matchup. But see here, right? Like Karsa reading this play beautifully. He's not going for Raptors. He's not trying to accelerate himself. This is the Karsa playstyle. Use the advantage that he picked up off the faster tempo reset to turn this play around in bot side. Make sure that JDG are safe. Or sorry, that V5 are safe and that JDG are punished for the mistakes that they make.
And the mistake punishing is something that V5 can capitalize on, right? As Lyric says, one of the scrappiest teams in the LPL are V5. And they will fight you for everything you have. We saw the turnaround. The communication is definitely on point in that bottom side. It's actually Chaos Storm used by Yagao in the mid lane. I get some wave pushing, get this wave out of this precarious predicament that it's in.
And now again, we're gonna have to see what Navi can try and do on this top side.
And that's a bit of trouble for Rich, as the needlework actually healing a decent amount. Kanavi not quick enough on the triple pull to get there in time. Now Karsa making his face showed, as it just feels like Karsa's shadowing Kanavi this whole time. Oh my god, the wind becomes lightning. Okay, it's not going to connect. 369 still watching his character, okay? He's not caught shopping today.
He's able to back away from that one. But this is one of the things that you see when you don't take the Predator on the Volley Bear. It can actually be a little bit tough to get into these engagements and like follow up on a lot of the fights, especially if you are worried about Karsa showing up and trying to trade back or counter gank. The press the attack does really well in like the 1v1 and the duels, which if Kanavi runs into Karsa in his jungle, phenomenal. But we're just not seeing that come to fruition just yet. Karsa's been controlling this jungle matchup thanks to that play in the bot side, and now Kanavi's on the back foot, and it becomes a lot more difficult to get these ganks off, lacking that Predator reach.
Karsa does find Kanavi doing the scuttle, as it will be secured. Bottom lane for V5 had priority, so they were moving first, but Kanavi gets in and out quickly enough to where it does not matter. Still do have a bit of difference in this one. Is JDG not being able to put as much priority on the Dragon, or at least not freely giving over the Dragon, is V5 this time around, as they have kept Karsa down towards this bot side of the map.
One of the things that I just wanted to highlight there, though, because we've seen a few times when Rookie's on his LeBlanc. Rookie's LeBlanc traditionally has been insane. Like, absolutely nuts. The guy is his skill shots look like they're just actually fun. Recently on the LeBlanc, though, Rookie has missed some crucial chains, and it's kind of made it a little bit like difficult for Karsa to set himself up to find these fights and kind of follow up on this mid lane play. So certainly want to see if Rookie's going to be a little bit better this time around. Missed one already, but I don't think it's too much to go home about, as V5 now moving across towards this Dragon. Yagao out of mana, Rookie coming fresh off of base. JDG have to seize control.
I was hoping we were going to get this series iteration of the Rift Herald fights that we see every 8 minutes in every other series of the LPL, but this time it was going to be about dragons. But JDG say, nah, we don't need that first dragon. We know how much we like it, but it's okay. And V5 will secure that first neutral objective. But now I would expect all those eyes to go towards the top side of the map, as Rift Herald has been on the board for about 40 seconds. And we'll see who can claim that objectives themselves first to get that snowball going in one of these lanes, right? You're looking at V5. If they can get Rookie these plates in the mid lane, if they can get Photic these plates in the mid lane, Rich themselves. And JDG need to try to get Yagao or Hope ahead.
And I mean, for Yagao, again, I think he's totally fine to just farm up. You can see, without much jungle pressure, he's totally all right to just go tit for tat, scale into the late game, and he's going to be fine. No CS difference at all in that. I personally would like to see Kanavi trying to play towards 369 here, especially with Rift Herald up, getting pressure on that top side, maybe getting a pick onto Rich could lend itself towards you getting that Rift Herald, but you can see with Rookie having full control in mid, Karsa also just having more gold, better back timings, means it's very difficult for JDG to try and match the mid jungle. And now Karsa is starting up this Rift Herald. Reset coming through almost at the exact same time for the AD carries, but PP God got that quicker reset and is now in position for this fight.
He is. Everybody coming up this way will finally get our 5v5, but Kanavi face checks the bush and dies immediately. Crescent Guard utilized now by Karsa as the rest of JDG show up, but the Rift Herald just goes to V5, second neutral objective in a row.
And JDG just no communication. Should have been talking, hey, PP God has reset, PP God has first move, but they just don't do it, and that's why Kanavi wasn't really expecting PP God to just be sitting in the brush. So V5, numbers advantage, get the pick, get the play on towards the Rift Herald. Missing now, trying to establish vision control on the spot side as V5 start to teeter on back down with the success.
That was a little bit of a scary situation for Photic there, but given the thumbs up, realized that missing is there to try and kill him, and the transition back down will not be so. But the Pick Kings come back alive here for V5. As again, huge way for them to find these leads that they love to get early on, and Karsa's already on his mythic item completion.
Yeah, Karsa's huge. Kanavi, though, trying to see if he can get some of that gold answered. Can't turn off the towers, but again, look at Karsa already moving down to this bot side. He doesn't care about where his camps are. He's just making sure that JDG can't get these leads, and now in a great spot once more to shut down the potential play from Kanavi.
And they could be looking to make a play of their own, right? They're setting up down here so long, and Kanavi clearing out his bottom side of the jungle will be around to answer just in case. The Rift Herald is on the board for Karsa, but it's PP God and Karsa who now go in for the aggressive invade, as Rookie had gotten priority in the mid lane as well.
And you can see what the game plan is from Rookie with his build path. Not going towards that lost chapter, instead going straight for the blasting wand. He's all in burst, wants to see if he can have an impact in these skirmishes, but JDG want to take a fight in this mid. 369 is here.
He uses the Stormbringer to get away. The Death Sentence actually connects as well as the play. Mega Death Rocket connects onto Karsa himself. Karsa in some trouble here and will die himself. First kill to JDG. And on top of V5's overzealousness, JDG come alive.
And V5 couldn't follow up. They could see 369 was there, so they had to just back away. Rookie wasn't able to support him, and Karsa going that bit too far forward, not realizing that 369 was gone. Now, TP from 369 back up, or sorry, actually from Miguel back up towards this top side, as the rest of JDG looking to establish control over this river. 369 keeping his TP available in case they want to try and look for this dragon in a minute.
Oh, Yagal. This is not your normal area, Yagal. You gotta be careful because these jungle areas are very scary. And Rich finds the kill on to Yagal.
I mean, pick for V5 to get one at the Rift Herald, now another one on this top side. Really nice job to get Yagal. And there was actually a nice setup here for JDG to look towards the dragon, but that's kind of out the window now. Kanavi, great ultimate there to make sure that he could deny the CC. And then again, Rookie can't follow up. He knows 369 is there, but bottom left corner.
Karsa just went in on that. What? Okay. Well, he connected, the whip becomes lightning, and he just had to audaciously charge forward. Because that's just what we do. The tower did get charged, but it doesn't die. And Karsa dies for his second time in a row.
It looks like Karsa caught with his pants down. Thought that JDG were going to look at Dragon, right? That's what we've been saying. JDG are the Dragon team in the LPL, but not able to do so. Not able to kind of find that safety because JDG had actually denied the Dragon, gone towards top side, and were looking to protect the Rift Herald play. So really nice job here where Karsa just doesn't realize he's about to get caught.
Bit unfortunate there, as you see in the picture, just everything coming together at the right time for JDG, and unfortunate for Karsa going down there, but still got the Rift Herald, still got the charge on the top side, so a little bit more pressure up that way. Something here though, as we transition to this next dragon, will be the second dragon for V5 in a row.
And at least that's a little victory. I mean, realistically, with V5 getting that Terror top, getting dragon, and only giving over a kill, it kind of gives more over towards V5.
Yeah.
So even though JDG did, like, in theory, get the pick, kind of gives me a little bit more confidence for V5 in this game with the way things are going. Yeah, you can kind of open up Rich on these side lanes. Rich again beats 369 in the 1v1 once he gets towards an item and a half, and having that ghost available to chase down 369. So for this Kennen, your comfort is fights, but V5 are, again, as we said, going to be able to opt into these 1-3-1s, keep pressure on side lanes, deny JDG a lot of access to these fights, and make it tough for them to continue.
And just coming off that last game, right? Like, my eyes automatically go to Photic and Hope, but it's been so much about other pieces of the puzzle in this game so far. It's only 15 minutes in. Not a lot to say in that regard, but it still has been an obvious focus, kind of away from the kills going into the bot lane, all the blood down there towards the bot side. It's been a little bit more calculated, at least when they're approaching these fights. And Day5 has completely changed the way they've approached this early game, right? They have been the ones prioritizing these dragons, making sure they know how JDG want to play, and they find counters to that as Day5 Rookie try to find the kill Yagao under tower.
Close for Yagao. Does get taken very, very low, and Rookie now starting to get control over this mid lane. 2 assists to his name. Full Ludens completed. This guy hurts, and even the Dark Seal as well. So if he manages to get a couple of these kills, Snowball can certainly start. We'll have to see now the classic V5 play. Get the play on mid, now get vision control established on top side. This is exactly how V5 find those picks that get them their mid-game snowball. And we'll have to see if JDG are going to fall prey. Jesus.
Hope already used the Mega Death Rocket, he used the Gale Force, he used everything trying to get Photic. Now Photic uses his ulti back, and we'll see if PP God can connect. You have it, the picture-in-picture. Kanavi is just caught dead by Rookie, who adds a couple more stacks to the Dark Seal, and V5 coming out on top all over the map.
And we said this is the V5 Classic. Just get the vision, look for picks, and we said, JDG, you gotta be aware of this, and Kanavi wasn't. He's now picked off again, 369 under tower against Rich. Rich now backing away as soon as Yagao shows up, but this is what V5 do best. Get those picks, get the control of side lanes, and again, deny JDG good times in these team fights.
So rough when the V5 that we all know and love comes to bear, and you're getting controlled on the map so heavily. Rookie is constantly out of his lane, looking for the side lane plays, looking for the picks, as we have said, have been so crucial. And in this game, it's no different. We are seeing consistent picks from V5, and it is a lot more of that early game focus. Speaking of, this league just has to go golden because he was about to die. Now you're getting a full 5v5 fight on the bot side. 369 with the slicing Maelstrom. Mega Death Rocket on the back gets Hope the kill, but now it's got to be careful because Rich is in the house. Kanavi coming down with the damage, with the Stormbringer, with the V5. Chance is dashed. Rich is trying to make something happen on Kanavi. He finds a double kill, but Yagao chasing him down. Yagao is overextended. Karsa going in now, but the death sentence connect from missing. They can't connect the damage, and Karsa is still alive.
Yagao!
Oh my God, it's a chaotic fight. Kanavi finishing it off. It is insanity, and JDG find their way back into it.
It's a bloodbath in that bottom lane as Kanavi, the sole recipient left standing, as Rich had to run for the hills. And just like that, yes, you get plays for JDG, but V5 answer back just as hard. And now in a position to get a good amount of damage on this mid lane turret. It's actually V5 who end up slightly ahead coming out of that play. But my God, JDG, they wanted to fight back in that plane. As we go into the replays, he said, call it out, Mazel, like the TP from 369, that flank ward, so crucial.
That's all that matters.
To setting up so much. But we may not actually get a replay because like 30 seconds now until the dragon.
Yeah.
And everything has been burned on both sides. Like, look at the amount of flashes that are down on B5. Like, Karsa, Rookie, Photic, Cleanse for Photic. But looking across at JDG, you're only just about getting all of your ultimates back up. But, you know, Summoner Spells galore. Literally every single Summoner Spell for JDG burnt in that last fight.
Just gotta be really careful, though. B5, we're looking to pounce on them, but they do have positioning in river here. As we said, JDG's comfort zone is this river, setting up around these objectives, but the priority in mid means a second charge will go off. The Rift Herald getting so much value there, and Hope almost just gets taken out by Rookie. As an extent, though, Kanavi has now engaged onto Rich, but this is a chokehold. This is a huge fight for V5 if they can take the Chaos Storm back, though. The AoE ultimates are available for JDG. They have Slicing Maelstrom still, and V5 decide that they can't take that team fight. They don't want to, and they give up the dragon at least just yet. Tarsa's still around here, but yeah, V5 back away, and will be JDG claiming their first neutral objective.
Kanavi actually playing Get Down, Mr. President, accidentally in that fight. PP God went for the flash hook, but Kanavi had already started the ultimate, so ends up tanking the hook that would have solidified Yagao's death. And Kanavi just about managing to deny, excuse me, the CC for V5 means that V5 can't actually take that fight. So JDG, I mean, a miracle essentially coming in there to keep them in this game, get them another dragon and deny V5 that fight. I don't know if we'll get a replay of it because it wasn't the kill going across, but that was super clutch from Kanavi.
You're still seeing the iteration of JDG who wins team fights, who gets a big flank for 369 and damages everybody with Hope who's scaling. You can see that a potential in this game. But V5 are trying to cross those T's, dot those I's, make sure that they do not lose in the same fashion they did last game. They want to make sure these neutral objectives are theirs. They are in place for these fights. They're keeping priority around, and their decision-making isn't sporadic, as we kind of saw later into that last game.
But one of the guys that we highlighted was Rich in this top lane at the start of the day. Kind of saying, hey, look, this guy, the solo kill king in the LPL right now. Oh, never mind.
You don't get to talk because missing ties to the pick kings of V5.
Yeah, nice pick there, but this is what I wanted to point out. Rich is so fed on the side lane that you need people to deal with him, but was trying to wait on Rookie to get into position. Fortunately, Rich couldn't catch him. Should get this bot lane turret, though, off that reset. You can see that with Rookie being in the jungle, 369 can't really get to the point where he's happy to contest it. V5 now sieging up on both bot and in this mid lane. JDG defend the mid, but they lose bot. Rookie now TPing topside to keep this side lane pressure up, making sure they can push JDG back and continue to get this deep vision and look for more of these picks.
And this gold lead is slowly but steadily increasing, right? We were at 3,000, we were at 4,000. Now we're circling around that 6,000 gold mark for V5. And it's been, oh my gosh, but it kind of gets stopped on his back. Nicely done from Hope, little BM there. But it has been a very steady trek to the top right now for V5 in this game. And it's a similar situation that we saw last game where they were getting those early leads. They were taking the advantage early on. But we went to 47.5 minutes last time around, and JDG were finding those team fights mid-game. This is where JDG need to turn that back on. They need to find a resurgence of that power they had for themselves in game number 1.
And they tried to do it actually with that rocket from Hope. Looked a little bit funky, but stopped the reset from Votic. Meant that Rookie had to transition down from top to cover the mid wave. And it meant that JDG were trying to see if they could make the dive, but now Kanavi nearly getting caught there.
Oh, they have found Rich, though, slicing Maelstrom to kick off the fight, though. Rich healing up so heavily from the needlework, and Hope having used the Gale Force away. Rich goes down, and now Hope is excited. You get the TP committal, though, from Yagao as V5 take the mid lane.
But this is the kind of the overall play that came from that Hope from Rocket. Rookie has to move down to mid, so JDG are able to get side control. They have good mid push, which means they're able to collapse on Rich. And that's why Hope has been using these rockets, and we see a lot of Jinxes using these rockets as this tool to stop the tempo from V5. By those couple of extra seconds, that can be the difference maker. Now, you still got the tier 2 going down for Rich. Rich is still in a really good spot. V5 should be able to kind of continue on, but this is where, because JDG had the push in mid, stopped Votic from being able to contest the wave and mid, and gave Yagao the opportunity to move up top because they knew Rookie had to now move mid to hold the mid push. This is why JDG were able to move down to that bottom side. So this is the tiny things that JDG like to do that give them that side lane control, that give them that wave control, so they can get themselves back in the game.
All right, the setup is so crucial for this next fight. This is sole point for V5. JDG can give it up if they'd like to, and it looks like V5 are going to be moving in here first. But still, sole point to V5 is another terrifying prospect. Kanavi, he got playing a little bit of an aggressive game himself, but it's still setting up sole point for V5 gives them complete control that they've already pretty much had in this game for the rest of it. They can set up for the dragon, they can try to pull the bear, they can force JDG into their style here. And we saw a little bit of that last game, especially around that early and mid game. But JDG weathered that storm. See if they can do it again this time.
They'll find Kanavi. Just going to be able to get a little bit of poking back away, though. V5 now.
They are
full
waiting.
Position here. Hope!
Flash depth charge onto Hope there. TP's now coming in. Slicing Maelstrom available for 369. Stormbringer utilized. They've already found one, though. Votic, main damage dealer. Crescent Guard coming out. Look at Rookie on the back. Gets stunned up, though. Meg Death Rocket going a little bit wide. It is a dicey fight, but it's one that JDG come out on top with.
Great flash from Yaga to keep himself safe. 369 still has flash, still has his ult, and still is still looking at Karsa.
Karsa forced the flash over the wall. Now Rich in some trouble. Rich played back. Rich is tanking up a storm here, and Rich is taking a 1v5. Here comes Rookie on the back, though, with some damage himself. It is still V5 contesting the dragon, as JDG's health bars are nowhere near where they need to be, and they're still committing to this dragon. Rookie on the back can pick off left and right. The dragon resets now. JDG's focus is not on Rookie and Rich, who are on the backside of the fight. They are committing to this dragon, and they are committing to the fight. The slicing maelstrom utilizing. Karsa is burned down to the ground. Second Ocean Dragon secured by JDG, and now Rookie, he's trying so desperately to make something happen, and he gets blown up. Double kill for Hope, make it a triple for JDG, and just like last game, we're seeing them come back.
When JDG needs someone to step up in these fights, it is Hope who says me. Now, with Rich there, though, will fall. There's also 369 gone. It's all gone disastrously for JDG. Rich, able to find the picks. Photic is here. Baron is available. And Karsa's up in 4. Do V5 just go towards the Baron? You're missing both top and AD carry for a significant portion of time, but see here, EP God tries to get onto Hope. You get the Gale Force and just buys enough space to keep them away. Yagao flashing forward to kill Photic brilliantly there. Means that they're able to get it now. V5, they're on the Baron.
Photic died because of the Moonlight Vigil cast. So interesting, but 4,000 health, now 6,000 on the Baron. It's resetting, but V5 are in it. Kanavi, can he steal it away from the King of Thieves? Rookie on the backside here. Moonlight Vigil goes a little bit wide. V5 feeling dicey as the Mega Death Rocket doesn't hit Rich. Here comes Kanavi into the pit, though. Rookie buying time. The Baron still hovered, as there we go. Kanavi's in the pit. He has the death sentence. He steals the Baron. Can he get away? He's out of there.
You can be the King of Thieves, but King Kanavi still reigns supreme. Moving in, gets the Baron, and now JDG, low health bars on V5. They're the ones with the push. They're the ones with control. And V5, they were the top team in the LPL, but JDG on the reset, coming back into form, are looking to rout V5 where they stand.
Is this how the Titans fall in a 2-0 loss to JDG? The fact that Kanavi buys so much time here, and that V5 don't commit to the Baron. Karsa's sitting in the pit, and they just don't pull the trigger on it.
It's so hard to. They know that Kanavi can come over the wall with the ultimate, and Rookie's doing his best to try and poke out Kanavi, but Kanavi positioned right behind Missy means that they can't. They don't have the range to try and fight over the wall. Karsa's getting knocked down by Yagao every time that laser's up. And now Rich, overextended, Kanavi is hunting.
Luckily, PP God putting that ward down will spot them out on their transition down, but this is the main focus. It's the objectives. It's the towers that JDG have been so far behind on.
Tower number 1 in this bot side falling. JDG looking to continue this.
They're just
Rookie
committing.
Answering on the top side. That's the thing. Like, you have, if you can trade even with the Baron, you're pretty all right here as V5. And for Rookie, he's doing a great job of doing just that. JDG now need to reset to deal with this side lane on the top side for Rookie. So at least for now, V5 trading even. Dragon in a minute and a half though. If JDG can continue to stack up these Ocean Dragons, it becomes really difficult for V5 to try and operate, especially for Rookie. Because a lot of what Rookie's trying to do is like soften people up at the start of these fights. You know, poke his head in, get a bit of damage off, hop back out, make it uncomfortable for JDG. But when you've got the regen there, it kind of denies a lot of what Rookie's trying to do at the start of these fights.
And I will say, you know, momentum is king, especially in the LPL. And you can literally, physically feel the momentum shifts in these games so far today, because JDG just find a way to drag it out, find a way to pick it out, and find a way to get themselves still in this game, even though we've seen V5, the best team in the league, constantly find early advantage, constantly dictate the pressure and tempo of the early game. Doesn't matter when you're going against the big brain geniuses that are JDG. They still have a game to clean out, though.
And for JDG, this is such a like a statement game when you've been struggling so much throughout the split. Now, to find your footing, find the identity, find the playstyle that you want to work around, and having Hope and Missing freely coming together in this bottom lane. The team fighting is on point, the playstyle is there, and they're going up against Victory 5. The team right now sitting 9-1 in the standings, uncontested in first place, and JDG might be about to take them down.
Will they make the gods bleed here? JDG moving in from the middle lane into the river here as Karsa setting up behind the Dragon Pit. V5 definitely feel like this is a do or die moment. That momentum I was talking about, it is about these fights, about these objectives. And if you give JDG a third drag in a row, well, things are looking a little bit dicey. Karsa on the side, can he steal it? Connection onto Photic, the dragon already taken by JDG, and that's 3 in a row.
That was blind by Missing. That was a blind hook by Missing that connected with the most crucial target on V5. Missing's Thresh is on a different bloody level. Now JDG have full control of this mid lane because V5 had kind of opted into the bot side of that dragon fight, and it means that you're getting this mid tower now for free. You've only got the resets now coming out from V5. Rookie's pushed in that bot wave, but you guys there to collect.
Stormbringer in, they tried to catch Hope. They literally used everything on Hope. They don't catch him, but they do catch Kanavi. And now Rookie on the back. This is the slicing maelstrom that can change it, but JDG, they find one in return, and now Hope still untouched. Needs to be a little bit careful though, because Rookie, he flashes away. A triple kill for Photic on the other side, and JDG are running for the hills here. They were so close, but now the gold lead back open to 4,000 for V5.
JDG thought they'd be able to do it. They thought that they had the advantage, but a lot of damage onto Rookie. But the TP from Rookie meant that JDG had the uneven fight for a large portion of that. Yagao came in a little bit late, and now V5 were able to take that dive and turn it back around. JDG biting off more than they could chew in that engagement, but all said and done, 3 dragons for JDG. It's going to make things a little bit easier. Here you can see, right, Rookie gets the reset and instantly starts the TP in. It's way before Yagao's able to get here, so this dive for JDG with Kanavi going a bit too far suddenly isn't able to play it as they were expecting because Rookie has that brilliant flank. It's putting a ton of pressure onto Hope. I see here Hope is just caught. Do I try and lay forward? Do I try and get the damage down? Because you're going to have Rookie who's able to put or take a massive chunk of his health bar, whereas Photic is very much able to fight this slow, steady, front to back style of fight and just work his way through the JDG health. And
that's one of the biggest things for me in this. When you're looking at these 5v5 fights, it's like you have a perfect setup for straight up knocking heads against each other 5-on-5, but then for V5 they have the extra little input of Rookie with the flanks, with the picks onto Hope. That is the difference maker. I feel like that we didn't have in game number 1 was that immediate access to the back line.
JDG though back in control of the map, at least pushing in mid, having priority. Rookie has done a good job of sneaking his way in behind here.
They have a flank again. They do. That's already needlework used by Rich, but a beautiful gravity field from Gal separates them to not let V5 continue. As Rookie's still playing the side, as you were saying, trying to keep this top lane pushing, but trying not to get caught by all the members of JDG. Yeah, they know something's up over here.
Yeah, they're fishing. They knew that they hadn't spotted Rookie. And that's why they all backed away. It's like, we need to find where this LeBlanc is. And now, V5 on the back foot. JDG pushed.
They know they have
Rookie.
the 5v5.
They're starting up the Baron. I mean, this is a bit risky.
Oh my god, Rookie takes a couple rockets back, a death rocket from Hope. That's all you need. You take out the pick king. That's all you need. JDG with 369 on the side has slicing Maelstrom, and V5 realize this Baron is there.
JDG get the play onto Rookie. They get the Baron, and a minute and a half until Soul is up. With Baron, JDG can control the waves, they can get the vision they need, and they can look towards that massive Soul alongside all the standing gold, alongside all the turrets that are available for them to now pick up. V5 once more, trying to see if they can play the map. Rich hovering off the side lane. He knows in the 1v1 against either 369 or Yagao he will win, but he's not getting the opportunity to go for that. V5 being behind means it's very difficult for V5 to get that side lane pressure that they want.
Exactly, and I got to do a check-in really quick, Dak Diver. We have about a minute until this dragon spawns, till Soul for JDG if they want to fight it. Everybody's going to be down there, but we've got to look at items. We have 4 completed items for both ADCs. Key difference here, Hope has a stopwatch in his inventory. That can be a game changer when it comes down to picks that Rookie is looking for. On the other side, you have 3 items completed for a majority of carries for V5, 4 for Photic. It is about positioning. It is about team fighting here yet again for the 2nd game in a row.
And don't forget, ooh,
They go
Hope
with
goes
Photic.
forward.
He's in trouble. You can't do that, Photic. As now Rich is going in. They're trying to find Hope, but Hope makes it out. Now he's firing on the back line. Needlework is going to go wide. Karsa goes down. JDG have done it again. How does this keep happening? They're taking the mid tower now, and Hope is one to get Rookie as well. This is insanity, and this is JDG picking apart V5.
8th place, be damned. Top of the table, be damned. JDG have found the win in 2-0 fashion against V5.
The way they've done it, the brains coming out of JDG every step of the way. V5 tried their darndest, but they come up short, and Titans do bleed. JDG with a 2-0 sweep.
And in an incredible fashion as well. And so much of this was dictated by fantastic team fights by JDG and by fantastic performances from Missing and Hope. Missing's Thresh, absolutely phenomenal. 2 games in a row here, finding picks, the heat-seeking hooks on towards Photic almost every single time. And Hope, the confidence that this guy showed in team fights was absolutely insane. Gale forcing forward into a Gwen, into a LeBlanc to pick off Photic at that last fight was brilliant from Hope. And this is why we were so excited to see him come back into the LPL. This guy is a team fighting machine.
It's actually crazy. That bow, honestly, they should have taken 2 or 3. The fact that they came in tonight and destroyed V5 in the way that V5 usually wins, the way that V5 was controlling the first 30 minutes, it seemed, of both games. It doesn't matter when you come into clean mechanical team fights that you drafted for early on. And it was V5 not capitalizing on their win conditions and losing out, which is insanity to me after we've seen them literally dismantle every top team so far in the LPL. And JDG is the one that undoes them. JDG is the one that blocks their path and gives them another loss on the season.
And a lot of this came down to the early game. Rookie and Karsa not able to find that big effect through the mid jungle that we talked about. Yagao getting time to scale. Kanavi doing a good job of playing away from Karsa and kind of enforcing Karsa to play on the spot side, because Kanavi was consistently showing up, consistently finding moments to make those plays around Hope and Missing. And it meant that you never really got the ball rolling massively for V5. You can see that they definitely had the gold lead, but unfortunately for them, like, they just couldn't find a way to use that lead in team fights. JDG, I mean, finding really cool ways to bring this goal back into their side.
It's both gold graphs, right? Like, this is on paper such an insane thing to look at, right? But the thing is both of these games were so hotly contested, right? 36 on the dot for the second game, but 47.5 for the first one. It was V5 finding fights. The aggression was always there. We were getting fights at 5 minutes for the Dragons. We were getting timers on objectives perfect. The map rotations from both teams were always there. Just felt like a carousel constantly turning with action every which way. And it played to JDG's favor in the later parts of the game. They knew that they had a more stable composition, especially in the second game where you have Rookie on the LeBlanc, a little bit more of a double-edged sword. And you saw he was never able to get into the turtle shell that was JDG, especially in the late game.
And you know what's crazy? Was that rocket that we saw from Hope to the mid lane, it really was the turning point. It looks like such a little thing.
Yeah.
But you get that tempo advantage where they get the pick on Rich. They then get that advantage where they get the tower. They get the control on Dragon. They start to get dragons. They then get the swing in the tempo, and that was all that they needed to really start ramping this game back in their favor, finding the kills, finding the picks, and getting so much control back. JDG, like, really playing so well around, as you say, the wave states, the tempo advantage that they had, the ability to just get out on the map that bit quicker and find that little bit faster, get to that objective that little bit sooner. And that was what made the difference here so often.
And I still think that it leans a lot into the momentum that I was talking about, right? We were seeing the confidence from V5, especially in the early parts of both games, where they were literally calling the bluff of JDG and forcing objectives when they were outmanned, outmatched in some of those fights, 4v5, but they were able to take it. And it just felt like in both games, you felt that confidence slipping from their grasp and JDG picking it up. And it seemed like a done deal at some point in the games because of that momentum transfer and because JDG looked like they were crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's in the team fights. But as we had said at the beginning, like you had focus, it was a holistic JDG win. It wasn't one single part. Yes, you could talk about missing MVP of the first game. You could talk about everybody in particular, but they needed the whole squad to take down the #1 team in the LPL, and they did just that. And this gives me such high hope for the rest of the schedule for JDG because we're coming to the end of the LPL, and to have performances like this, the circle, I'm not going to say the other word, the circle keeps on turning, all right? In the LPL, everybody beats everybody, apparently.
I mean, look, for me, the MVP in this game is Hope.
Yeah.
I think the position in team fights, the ability to consistently find really good moments, not to use the Gale Force just defensively for repositioning, but also offensively. Like, we look at Baron, that big pick off with the Gale Force rocket that ended up shutting down Rookie, alongside Missing, that managed to get the pick. You look at the very last team fight, the Gale Force 4 to pick off Photic, into the LeBlanc and the Gwen. That is, if I've ever seen playing on a knife's edge, that is playing on a knife's edge. And he still manages to get out, knowing that he's got the support of Missing. This guy was phenomenal in this game. And what a performance from JDG to take down V5. And like, we said it coming into today, like, this game had no right being the first game of the day. This series was always going to deliver, and I'm so glad that JDG popped off. And again, making our final few weeks so much more interesting. You're now looking V5 once more tied 9-2 against Weibo Gaming. EDG 8-3, RNG 8-3, LNG, Billy Top Esports, and now JDG sitting on 7 wins as well. This is so many of our teams all sitting within 1 or 2 wins of each other.
Well, I do get the word we are ready for our interview. So Carson not being able to take care of 369 today. Let's hear from the man himself, as Christina is going to be talking to 369 from JDG.
Hello everyone, welcome to post-game interview in Shanghai studio. This is Christina. Now we're joined by 369, the top laner from JDG. Congratulations on your win. Did you make special preparation into Victory 5 because you were at the first place of the standings? 让我们欢迎 JDG 的上单选手369来到赛后采访。首先想要问到的是，在今天比赛之前应对积分榜单第1名的威武战队，你们有没有做哪些特殊的准备呢？
我们打 V5的话，因为他们现在是榜单第1嘛，打他们压力比较大，然后我们会看了他们很多比赛去研究，然后想办法赢下他们，因为我们现在想要进去季后赛，必须得赢他们。
Actually, before the Victory 5 was the first place of the standings, we really did a lot of homework. We really watched a lot of their games to study their habit because if we want to make playoffs, this game is really crucial for us. We must take this win. So next question is about game 1. The game 1 is so back and forth. Nobody can predict the result of the game until that's the second. So I'm curious about your late game strategies. So how did you guys to manage with between the defending your base and to attack? 第二个问题想要问到的是今天的第一局比赛。第一局比赛确实非常有来有回，你们鏖战了40多分钟。想问一下，在大后期的时候，你们是如何平衡守家和进攻这2个方向的呢？然后能运营的非常好，结束了比赛。
就大后期的话，因为我们很容易被偷家嘛，对面也能看出来，对面就比较想要去偷我们的家。然后我们的话就是想要把边线处理好以后，再就是把中线推出去跟对面拼一波，因为我们当时拿了远古龙嘛。
Actually, our enemy opponents they were trying to destroy our inhibitor by the Hextech gate, and we just decided to push in the mid lane waves to if we got the Elder Drake, so we just to push in the waves, manage the waves firstly, then we just to maybe take a team fight with them to end the game. So my third question is about the game 2. That your enemy top laner Gilwen destroyed the 2 turrets on the top laner before the 16 minutes. And how did you guys two manage into the mid game? And maybe especially there are 2 excellent team fights around the Baron pit. One of these is your jungler steal the Drake, and the last team fight your support missing his skills is excellent to kill your enemy's opponent, kill the rookie. 接下来想问一下，在第2局的时候，可能这样上单格温在16分钟的时候就已经推完了上路的2座外塔了。然后你们中期的应对思路是什么样的？特别是在中期的时候，中后期有2波非常完美的大龙团，一波是卡纳维偷龙，一波抢龙，另一波是 Missing 的垂直的 E 技能，在那个最后一波团战的时候非常精准的摆到了 Rookie， 击杀掉 Rookie 之后，你们也是顺利拿下大龙一波的比赛。可以跟我们分享一下中后期的决策，特别是围绕大龙团那2波出的决策吗？
就是格温16分钟拆了很多塔嘛，他身上钱比较多，但是我们看到他就是装备出的是魔抗装，然后还是就是防装嘛，属于是。然后我就跟 AD 说，我说他没有护甲，你就打他别急，打他很快的，然后我们就想办法就拖一下，拖到后期打团，我们感觉还是比较好打的。
Our enemy opponent Gilwen farmed so well and she got a big golden lead, but we noticed that she purchased the defending items like manage resistance. So I talked to our AD carry to him is that don't be worried about that. Gilwen is easy to attack because she purchased a lot of resistance defending items in the late game. We just to protect our AD carry to make a hard engagement. In that case, we can end the game. My final question is about your team's goal next because maybe you'll get a better close into the playoff. 最后一个问题想要问到的是，京东今天赢下这一场比赛之后呢，离季后赛也是更进一步了。你们下一步的目标和计划是什么呢？
就赢下这一场比赛的话，我们就比较开心嘛。然后我们的目标就是希望就是打好每一场比赛，然后向大家就展示好我们的努力，我们的就是结果。
I feel pretty happy to get this win today, and we just want to play every single game well to show a better performance on this stage. 让我们再次感谢369选手来到赛后采访，也再次恭喜 JDG 拿下今天比赛的胜利。Thank you so much for joining me. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Christina, and always lovely to hear from 369. Goodness gracious, I can't get over how insane this first series was. And how amazing JDG all of a sudden look coming into today or after today. Also, we do hear that we have our MVP, and it's none other than Yagao.
Yeah, Yagao on the victor, being able to bring it through. This guy, we saw him pick off Photic in these fights. We saw him have some big performances, and you see it there. 34% of the team's damage. This guy was churning out so much DPS. It was just too hot to handle for V5.
It was. I was a little lackluster when I saw the victor picked up, but we saw the comfort coming out from JDG along this series, and it worked out so beautifully, even if the early games didn't look all